Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hello my lovelies and welcome to the Goddess reading. I know I put a few readings out there before and I took them down. Honestly, it was too much, doing too many things at once for me. And it was dispersing too much energy for me, and that's no good for anybody because then they're not helpful for anybody. So I sat back for a while and I talked with spirit and I did my meditations and said, is this the right thing? And what I've understood is to use one deck, and I decided to use a new deck, and I'm excited because then I'm on this goddess journey. I have been for several years. I mean, once you're on the goddess journey, it's a lifetime journey. You're always learning new things about your goddess self and about goddesses around you and goddesses helping you. And I had gone a couple months in the pandemic. I finally got to break free and go shopping, and I was itching for oracle cards, and these are the oracle cards that came to me. They're the Goddess Power Oracle Guidebook and cards, and they are written by Colette Baron Reed, and the illustrations are by Jenna Della Grocia. I hope I said that right. If not, please forgive. So I've been working with these for a couple months now, and I so enjoyed them. The messages are so profound. I have been reading them from the book because I worked with the deck of cards for a couple years before I start venturing away from the book. I like making sure. But this deck is the deck that I'm drawn to and called to most with doing readings for people recently, and especially women. The feminine energy is definitely on the rise. It has been for a few years, but it has peaked. And I think it peaked last year when Notre Dame had burnt. There was a sacred feminine energy that was released. And I believe that it is the strongest ever this year. Oh my goodness, I have chilly bumps just talking about that. Oh, so I have so much content to put out. I have been my name is Rainbow Wings. That is my magical name. I've had my magical name for about 7 years now. I didn't take a magical name for many years because I guess you could say I was like in the closet. I've been practicing magic since I was about 10, 11 years old. I am now 45. I've been doing oracles and divinations and just nature magic my entire life. It's something that I'm very comfortable with. And it's something that I wish to start sharing with people because I'm seeing that there's a lot of information coming out and there's a lot of misdirections and there's some things that are getting left out and people are wondering like, why isn't it working? It's because there's these little tidbits that are getting left out. And one of the biggest tidbits is when you're doing a new spell or a new intention or new magic, you must put something of yourself into that. Any spell work can work, but putting your intention into it is good, but it's like having that secret recipe that went through generations. You need to add that little secret sauce of your own to make it you part of it, of that lineage. So that being said, I'm going to get out my tuning fork. And the reason why I use a tuning fork instead of crystal bowls is one, I don't use crystal bowls, I use singing bowls. And my singing bowls are from Nepal, and my very first one was from Tibet. And I've had it for, I think, about 12 years now since I've been working with the sound healing with the singing bowls. Do not clang. Do not hit your singing bowl. That was one of the first things I was taught. It was one of the first things that the lady that sold it to me taught me. And it was taught to her, and she said the first thing you do not do is clang on the side of these bowls. It will mess their vibrations. So there's a little tidbit. Now, enough of on the blah 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 blah. Let's get on with it, eh? Release all the energy. Bringing the goddess energies in. My kitty cat really likes my tongue. Thank you, thank you. Now let's see what the goddess has in store for us. Now, as it works with cards and readings, this can be any time. There's no time, space, dimensions, or realities when it comes to card readings. It comes to you exactly at the right time and exactly the moment that you need it. Right now, I'm doing a reading for the new moon in October. That's the time. We're in that energy. We are just a couple of days before the new moon. And seeds are getting planted. So let's find out what the universe and the goddesses have to say to the Divine Feminine Collective. And that does not mean that you have to be male or female. There is no gender specific in the Divine Feminine. Women give birth to men. Men help create life. They are all part of the cycle. There is no separations. So if you're a male watching this, whoop, no. But that's good. Lilith, independence. Oh, what a woman. I'm going to pull 3. This is going to be for the beginning of the new moon phases. The second one, is going to be for the new moon phase. The white buffalo calf woman. Very nice. Wow. And what's going to come of the new moon for everybody? The divine feminine energy. What is going with the collective? Oh my goodness, there's so many cards trying to pop out here. Like, there's a lot going on. Mother Mary, miracles. Now, please take note. 29. I hope you can see that you look here. 29, 50, and 31. I don't tend to look at my camera too often. I like to have it like you guys are here if I'm doing that reading, because I've had to move everything over to technology, and I'm so used to that one-on-one, that personal relationship. So let's begin. With Lilith. You can see that okay there? So 29. I'm going to read from the book. I already know what she's about. And she is coming in. I know exactly what she's about. She's coming in to say, get prepared for the new moon. Get that independence. Get into that time of digging deep within yourself and knowing exactly what you want. I'm sure of it. Oh, right then. My glasses go down. The empowerment message. The Jewish goddess Lilith refused to be dominated by the first man, and as a result was called a demon in the stories about her that followed. These inaccurate and damaging stories are so old and repeated so often that no one recognizes how persuasive their implications are. From another perspective, Lilith offers this lesson. No one can prevent you from fully blooming, from learning all you can, from evolving and choosing freedom. Only your conditioned thinking can do that. Be proud, be accountable, claim your power, and hold it wisely. Right now, you're in an excellent position to attract healthy, interdependent, collaborative relationships that truly serve the highest good. Friendships flourish with mutual respect and support. Love relationships bloom with ample space for both parties to grow. Business ventures thrive in service to the greater good. The goddess Lilith wants to show you the way to claim a healthy self-worth and self-respect. By refusing to let your old stories keep you down, you will be amazed how deep, meaningful, and respectful your experience becomes in all areas of your life. When you make choices from a place of empowered independence. I actually got excited saying the word independence. So yes, I love what Lilith is saying here. Lilith is saying it's time to let go of the old story, which makes sense for our year. I mean, we've had this conditioned behavior going on for so long. It's time for changes. People are cracking. They're like, this is enough. And the divine feminine energy that's rising, it's definitely saying that. It's breaking the old conditional ways. So know that your past doesn't make you. It's only made you strong in who you are now with all your lessons. Clear out. Know what you want. It's definitely time for the right friendships. It's time for the right business ventures if that's what you're heading for. If you're looking for relationships, it's definitely that. So look into your self-worth and self-respect, and refuse to let those old stories keep you down. Because you are amazing. Darn right you are. We all are amazing. We have such amazing stories. Now this one, I love this card. Isn't she just lovely? I was reading the beginning of this book, and Colette said that when she was working with the goddesses, they were very specific on how they wanted to look in these cards. So these are all directly channeled. These cards. These are very, very powerful cards. I absolutely love them. So let's see what the White Buffalo Woman has for her empowerment message. Now is the time to view your world through the lens of peace and harmony and reconciliation. The domain of the Lakota goddess, White Buffalo Calf Woman. It's time to leave the wrong and right, good and bad, zero-sum game world behind, and enter a space where you can find the sacred ground of sharing without guile or negotiating from a desire that everyone benefits. You will be so glad you did. Take a humbled yet grounded approach to your life right now. Only goodwill will come of it. The goddess, White Buffalo Calf Woman, supports this of being in the world. Isn't that wonderful? So Lilith is just saying, let's get rid of these old things. Let's get rid of these old conditions. And White Buffalo Woman is saying, it's time for peace. So the divine feminine energy is definitely giving us some really clear messages of, let's get rid of the old, start thinking about our new, and as we're thinking about our new, that we can make these decisions of, I don't have to survive, or it's not just my hunting that affects my family, that I can actually provide service and be okay, and my community will be okay, and I'm giving in all ways. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. I love that. I love that. It's funny because I do a lot of my work that I do for charity. I do it in secret because I don't want my ego to get affected. So even if I donate money or anything like that, I make sure that I say it to them. Just, shh, don't tell anybody. I know it seems like just a crazy little thing, but it keeps my ego in check, because I don't ever want my ego to get inflated. Like, oh, I helped them, or I did this, and I did that. I don't ever want my ego to be in that place. I've had my ego in that place in my early 30s, and let me tell you, the universe knocked me down a few thousand pegs. And I had some really hard lessons to learn, but I learned them. And here I am now. And let me tell you, I am flourishing. I am thriving. I've come from a place in my life that I thought was just horrific. And I really believe that the universe and the goddesses and all my spirit guides, like I believe I'm so protected. I have so many stories that there's just so many oddnessness that they just, even I was like, I think I'm freaking crazy. And yes, I've actually called people and gone to hospitals and stuff saying, I think I'm crazy. I'm like, see things and I hear things, and turns out they said I'm not crazy, and they agreed with me and encouraged me with my gifts. So know that there are people out there that will help you in every profession, that the universe is always taking care of it. And now that I say that, here we have Mary Miracles. And we talk about divine energy and feminism. Not feminism, feminine. I said feminism. There must be something to that. There must be, like, the feminism is rising. I know that. And I'm going to go back to this card. And remember the beginning of the reading, I said the male and female energies, there's no differences. That is the veil. That's the wall that they really perceive for us. And they really put it that, like Mary Magdalene and Jesus. I mean, everybody has their opinion on what happened there. But a lot of people believe that Mary Magdalene was Jesus' wife or lover. So that's a big to-do. So love is the key. Love is the answer. And why they would banish that, I don't know. But anyways, I'm not going to get into that because there's the feminism. So, and I'm going to take White Buffalo Calf Woman's guidance of reverence, and to keep that in a peaceful state of mind. Because I believe a lot of us women have some hurt going on about the male aspect. And I'm going to tell you, I know I do. I've had a little bit of a chip on my shoulder for, I say 8 years now. But that was then. I've come a long way. I don't have so much chips on my shoulder. But I admit it comes right quick when I come into contact with a very dominant male, and that's very pushy. I tend to be in their face. Like, who do you think you are? Okay, anyways. I'm like babbling on here. Blah, blah, blah. Spirits like that. I've noticed too that people that work with spirit, we're just kind of like, we just let things come flying out of our mouth because it's usually a message for somebody. I can't tell you how many times I've been in situations. I go to make a joke, and then people just look at me like, oh, what? How do you know that? I'm like, oh, you know what? You know, like, I was just telling a joke. Meanwhile, spirit's like messing with them, right? Using me. So here we go. Mary Miracles, the empowerment message. The Christian goddess Mary, Mother of Miracles, has come to celebrate with you today. She is here to remind you of all the amazing wonders that are everywhere in your life right now. Okay, I have to stop. I'm going to tell you guys something. Remember I told you guys how, like, I got this deck of cards? I just remember, I got this, like a while ago. Because I got this about the time the Notre Dame did burn. Isn't it strange that I brought that up at the beginning? Because I pulled her. She was the first card I ever pulled out of this deck. And she kept coming up. She came like 3 times. And the first time I read this, it was that night. And then I got up the next morning. And I was part of a sisterhood online. Because I was checking out, you know, things and building my confidence and everything. And Notre Dame had burned. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is that? You know, and I just kept feeling, and I kept having dreams about Mother Mary. And she was like releasing things from the cathedral. Like, there was like these secrets that needed to be released. And this heavy, like, male energy that I felt that needed to be released. And that's what I got out of it. So I find it interesting that I brought that up in the beginning of the reading, and here we are now. So, if something happens to Notre Dame or the Catholic system or the Christian system, please don't blame me. It's a divine goddess saying that there's change. So let's go back to the beginning. I just had to get that out there. I just thought that was such, it was like nagging at me as I was reading the book, and I was like, I just have to say it. So, let's start from the beginning. So, the empowerment message. The Christian goddess Mary, Mother of Miracle, has come to celebrate with you today. She's here to remind you of all the amazing wonders that are everywhere in your life right now. Look around you, especially at all the synchronized events that have already taken place. Ever since you were born, events and opportunities have come together to support you, guide you, show you love, and present the world as you see it. Look closely and see the hand of the divine working on your behalf. You are a powerful co-creator, and you are responsible and accountable for the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs you seed in the field of dreams. Remember, miracles are uncanny evidence that from the inside world and the invisible world, life springs form without any reasonable cause for effect. Mary gave birth as the great goddess, who was shown to do so long before the Christian myth of Mary became real. She too proved herself to be the very essence of creation itself. In this moment, Mary reminds you to those miracles that you can call on into being. You don't need to cause or any evidential fact of calculation to believe that they are set in motion. Then you can see the miracle rise up in the conditions of your life. When Mary appears, you are reminded that you will never run out of miracles. Well, thank you, Mary. That was just a wonderful message. Now, I'm going to pull one more card. I just have this urge, because I feel like this is saying, okay, let's get our shit together. Let's get rid of the old crap. Let's get our heart in the right place. Let's get our heart in the right mind. And to make sure that we believe in our miracles, and that miracles have come in our past. And it's just time to acknowledge that these miracles are really a part of our everyday lives. Now, for the last card, Freya, Radical Acceptance. You know, I'm not even going to read it. It just says it right there. There's the goddess divine symbols right there. These cards are just simply amazing. So, all these wonderful goddesses, Lilith, White Calf Buffalo Woman, Mother Mary, and Freya, are all asking you to do these things for the new moon, for your new life, for your new abundance. What is it that you want for the world? What is it that you want for your world? Clarify what you want. Make a list if you have to. Once you make that list and you know exactly what you want, then it's time to make a plan. You got all the resources that you need. And if you think that you don't, if you have a computer, which you must because you're watching this, or you have a phone, you have search bars. Search it. Everything is at your fingertips. There is nothing that you can't have anymore. And I want you to know that. So, many blessings. Safe journey. And here we are. Oh, incense done. Much love, everybody. Much love. Lighting your candle for any kind of magical purpose, you should have intention as you light it. These are magically charged matches. I will have another video about those. You open your box, you take out your match, and you hold your intention. Close it if you have to, hold it for a minute. And when you strike it, count how many times it takes to strike. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, I know 4 elements are working with it. And I light my candle. Intentions. It's getting close to my fingers, so I'm just going to lift it up. Do not blow out your match. Let it go in its own. Watch the smoke for divination. Let your candle burn out. As you can see, you can do more of a candle divination here. It's kind of starting slow. So I'm going to stick more intention into it. This intention is for new moon wishes. There we go. We're starting to get higher and brighter. Beautiful. See, you do have to leave your room. Again, do not blow out your candle. Use a snuffer or something just to cover the box, or cover the candle, and simply put it in. Voila. Everything that you do, the more energy you put into it, the better results you're going to have. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.